To me, the San Antonio River is life. It is a living thing that not only makes you feel wonderful when you walk along it, you can exercise, you can enjoy the art, you can enjoy nature itself. You can hear some of the birds, or you can see some wonderful trees and flowers. And so it's a living thing, and it takes you away from it all. I first became aware of the San Antonio River Foundation through a good friend of mine, Marion Lee, who had been doing some consultant work with the foundation. That's when she said, they are doing some phenomenal things along the river, and I think that you should become involved with it. And of course, I had no idea what it was going to lead to. And so here we are today with Confluence Park behind us. For a board member on the River Foundation, I think that it can be a big challenge just because it is such a diverse foundation. It's not just about one thing. There's the public art projects. Now there is the Mission Reach. Now there's the Confluence Park and the education behind it. So the board member is trying to wrap their head around all of that. And of course, there's always the continuous fundraising and how are we going to make it better for the public, and how are we going to get as many students as possible, and what's the outreach going to be. That work is never completed. The fish, for instance, under I-35, that's a great example of how the foundation continues their fundraising, their maintenance, safety. All of those things are taken into consideration, and those things are discussed during board meetings and discussed amongst the staff all the time, and that's a big job. My hopes for Confluence Park is that it continues to grow, and I don't mean the park itself, but I'm talking about partnerships in the community, that we get more businesses, more nonprofits, that we all come together, that we're all on the same page about environmental education, that we are all on the same page about the importance of water, which is a very large issue, that more and more schools become involved, that the summer programs grow, so that students in the summertime have a destination and they have a purpose. They're just not at home just watching on the computer or just on their phone, but that they're active, and that the park is a big part of their lives. I came to see Confluence Park before it was open. My daughters and I had gone to lunch, and it was kind of a dreary, drizzly day, and the chain link fence was still around the park. And I said to the girls, this has been such a big part of my life for several years, and I said, you girls want to go look at the park and see what they're doing? And so we drove up, and there were some school buses here. And so we walked into the education center, and all of the kids, just a lot of noise and a lot of commotion, and they're just finishing up their lunch. And I cannot even begin to explain to you the feeling that the emotions that went through me at the moment, to think, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about. All of the doors that I knocked on, all of the presentations that I made, and all of the conversations, and all of the yeses, and all of the nos, and all of the maybes, and here we are, and it's real, and the kids are here, and they're enjoying it, and they have no idea. All they know is that they came to this fabulous place, that they were able to collect samples, that they were able to learn something, and that it's been a great morning for them. And at that moment, it was like, this was all worth it. Thank you, San Antonio River Authority Board of Directors, and a very special thanks to Suzanne Scott, who has been my mentor over the years, and I knew that I could always go to her when I needed advice or just somebody to talk to. This has been a real privilege, and I am very honored.